What's going on, everybody? I'm Jory Goodman, the Time Teller, and today we're going to be doing something that I actually do every year. That's right, it's stocking stuffer time, guys. I'm going to be honest with you, alright? When it comes to giving gifts, when it comes to stuffing stockings, size doesn't always matter, okay? If she loves you, she'll be happy with whatever stocking stuffer you have. It's Alright, I gotta stop doing this with my hands. I'm going to get demonetized. Oh my god. But all jokes aside, when it comes to giving a bunch of gifts to a bunch of people in your life, maybe you're the person in your life you want to be giving the gift to. Hey, that's fine, treat yourself. But the truth is, you don't have to break the bank, because today I have a bunch of really cool watch enthusiast focused stocking stuffers. And I think everything on the list today is under $100, which is awesome. You can get something really cool and you don't have to go broke doing it. So, full disclosure, most of the things on today's list can be found in the description box below utilizing Amazon affiliate links. Guys, when you click those links, a portion of that cost does come back to support the channel. So we really do appreciate you utilizing those links, and it's how we make a living. So thank you. And without further ado, it is 11:29 p.m. I'm working late tonight. Let's get down to business. Okie dokie, so almost every year when we do the stocking stuffers list, I recommend a watch spring bar tool, okay? But last year, someone actually mentioned, why don't you ever bring up the spring bar tweezers? Those are way more useful when you're working on watches, and especially if you have a watch that's on a bracelet. Having spring bar tweezers is kind of where it's at. And I agree. So this year, the first thing I want to recommend is a decent set of spring bar tweezers, a lot of which can be super duper expensive, but on Amazon I was able to find this Dauerhaft V-shaped tweezers, spring bar tweezers, blue, yada yada yada, for $30 and some change. Only 7 in stock left, order soon. Next up, something I literally have like close by at all times. I'm talking about these calipers, guys. Like, I use this multiple times a day. It's not just because I run a vintage watch shop and I'm always having to measure the inventory we have in. It's because I'm a watch geek. So I'm always messing around with watches, and I always want to figure out how something will wear on my wrist, how something will wear on some other person's wrist. Oh, I have to write this review, gotta measure this watch. For the watch enthusiast, having a decent little tool like this, it doesn't have to be this exact one. There's some really, really expensive calipers out there, but this one, $10.99 on Amazon right now, and I've been using it for like 2-3 years straight. I love it. All right, so on to the dreaded torch, the UV torch, guys. This is maybe not like the most necessary thing, but it's definitely a fun thing to have as a watch enthusiast, because chances are, if you're a watch enthusiast, you probably like oogling your watches, which means you probably are prone to taking photos of your watches, which means you probably have experimented with low light photos of your watches. And having this little UV torch to charge up the lume, man, it is the easiest way of doing it. Honestly, you can be in a pitch black room, you shine that up for like 1 second, and bada bing, bada boom, you got a glowing watch. And it's really, really fun for photography. Maybe you have a YouTube channel like myself and you like videoing these watches. Having a simple UV torch, it's great. And if you like to go on vacation, you can bring these with you. Just have a simple UV torch and you can see how disgusting your motel room is, you slob. Alright guys, now full disclosure, this episode has been sponsored by one of the items on the list, and we're going to go ahead and move on to Mirage luxury wristwatch cases. Now guys, if you do travel, you might not want to take a look at all the gross stains on your motel carpet and on all the linens that were never washed, but you might want to protect your investment and carry the watches you have on you safely and in a really stylish case. And this is where Mirage Luxury comes into play. That's right, guys. One of the more impressive stocking stuffers on today's list comes from today's sponsor, Mirage Luxury Travel. They are not messing around when it comes to something that you can actually functionally use and look good while you're using it. I'm not kidding. If you or someone you know travels a lot, or maybe you just want a nice place to, hold your nice favored watches. I'm not talking about the watches you keep in a watch box. I'm saying maybe you have a few that are your favorites. We all have favorites, right? One of these Mirage luxury travel cases, it is worth the investment. First off, this is like an incredibly well packaged product, and I know that matters to a lot of you guys because the way a product is packaged says a lot about the detail and care and just overall experience of having one of these products that you've spent money on. And once you break into that packaging and you see this travel case, truly, the craftsmanship is superb. And here, I'm gonna level with you guys, all right? If you are spending money on your watches, why not invest a little bit to have them secure in a nice case that looks good, right? You're not going to spend all this money on a watch collection and just throw them in a shoebox. I mean, some of you, I'm sure, do that, but it's just not for me. I'm spending money on these watches. I want them to be held in a nice case, especially if I'm traveling with them. I want to know they're protected. I want to know they're secure. And I also want something that looks good and feels quality, that does my watches a service, not a disservice. And I know that some of you guys are probably thinking, all right, a luxury watch roll, this is like leather, that's all fancy schmancy, this is probably going to cost the same amount as a watch, so why don't I put that money towards a watch instead of a watch roll? Well, here's the great part. You can find these on Amazon for like 69 bucks. So like, nice, 69. But honestly, like well under 100 bucks. That's awesome. For the quality you get, something that's truly functional and looks good, it's a steal. That's worthwhile, guys. Honestly, that's a good purchase for a watch enthusiast. So again, I'll repeat myself, do yourself a favor, pick up one of these Mirage luxury travel watch rolls and protect your watches and look good while doing it. Okay, here's the next really fun thing to have. Again, it's not like a super duper like huge necessity, but I have this right here, okay? It's not a jeweler's loupe. It's this old school magnifying glass. Yes. Oh, Watson, you dolt. I feel like Sherlock Holmes every time I use it, but it's fun when I don't want to break out the macro lens and inspect every watch. Having a decent magnifier just laying around is really super duper useful, especially if you, again, like obsessing over your watches and oogling your watches. Now, here, with the Vivosun jeweler's loupe, you can have one that actually clips in and clips out, and you can keep it in your pocket, you can keep it in a desk drawer, and it's not going to get scuffed up. It's just a very simple way of having multiple magnifying strengths, 30 times, 60 times, 90 times with an LED light. I actually have one of these on order right now. It should be coming in any day now. $13.99 for something that's really useful if you enjoy, like inspecting watches. Inspector. Moving on to something that was recommended by me on last year's list, the Wristwatch Annual. And guess what? I'm going to keep recommending these because it's a really kind of simple one-stop source of information for that year's watches. It's so super duper useful, especially if you're someone who likes to window shop like myself. You pick one of these books up, you flip through it, it's alphabetical, has full catalogs of most watchmakers, even watchmakers I don't know of. They're in this book. You can see all the various watches they come out with within a year. You can see all the specs, you can see the pricing data even. It's just very, very fun. And again, if you like the thrill of shopping without actually having to leave your house, picking up one of these books is a very simple way of doing it. And it's fun to have a bunch of years worth of these because you can go back and kind of use this as a little desk reference, and you can see what wristwatch design was like a few years ago. And I'm sure there's people that have these from way far back, but I have the last 5 or 6 years, I think. And it's just a really fun series of books to have. So pick this up. I guess the newest title will be released on April 26th. 2022, but I have the 2021 edition, and I am loving it. That's right, guys, right here. DW6900 Neo Tokyo. The watch I have on my wrist right now, if my camera would focus on it. It might be a little bit too close. There we go. This is a watch that I absolutely love. You know, I talk about vintage watches a lot. I own the Time Teller shop where we have a bunch of really cool vintage luxury watches. Not a sponsor. Just kidding. I sponsor pretty much every piece of content on this channel because I own this business. And you see me talking about, oh, my old Vacheron, oh, these Rolexes I have. 9 times out of 10, if you see me in the street, I'm going to be wearing a G-Shock. And there's no shame in that game, guys. G-Shocks are super duper functional, super duper wearable. They're fun. They're just, you are going to be able to find something within the G-Shock line that you like. Guaranteed. I know a lot of them are sometimes a little bit bulky. They're sometimes a little bit big and quirky, but that's, hey, I think I kind of described myself here. Now, if you want to see the review of this watch, I actually did one fairly recently. Click the top right or left of the screen. I'm just going to point to it. It's up here. Click that and you can watch the review. Ooh, another watch that I've recently reviewed. Now, I got in some trouble after I reviewed this because I referred to this as the Casio data bank. People said, that's not a data bank, that's just the calculator. Well, okay, according to Casio's own website, this is part of the data bank series, or data bank, however you want to pronounce it. But this one, which is really cool, I personally own this watch. It was given to me by Nick H. You can check out Nick Hallenstein's channel. He's a fellow watch reviewer, a YouTuber. And he sent me this watch as a gift, him, his wife, and his daughter, and I really do appreciate it. I wear it all the time. It's fun. It's retro. It's a little different because it has this cool navy blue resin. And guess what? Drilled lug. So if I don't want that strap, I can change it. No problem. $20 and some change, do it. And of course, another watch that I reviewed. That's right. Typically when people do wristwatch stocking stuffers, they don't recommend watches because, oh, cool watches, those are all going to be really expensive, right? Those wouldn't be stocking stuffer material. Wrong. Okay. You can find some really cool watches all under $100, guys. Come on. $43.66. This twin sensor, super functional digital compass, thermometer, incredibly legible, huge screen, really great backlight. Yes, it's not technically part of the G-Shock line, but who cares? It's a beautiful watch, super functional. I've done a review on mine. If you want to check it out, it's one of my favorite Casios, and guess what? It's not a G-Shock, so there. Okie dokie, we're kind of in the not wristwatch realm. In fact, this could potentially get me in trouble with YouTube if we're talking about anything that could potentially hurt anybody, but here's a Gerber Flatiron, okay? This is something I have on me all the time. It's, I guess, a pocket cleaver, the EDC guys would call it. This is not the most fancy schmancy knife. There's a bunch of knife gurus out there on YouTube. I don't want to encroach on that territory, but this is a really fun knife. It was actually recommended to me by one of my channel members, Jordan. You know who you are. You're the freaking man, and I love you. This is a really, really cool knife, guys. I'm not kidding. I use it all the time. I cut open packages like 24/7 in this life of mine where I'm reviewing watches, I'm sending out watches, I'm bringing inventory in, yada, yada, yada. Yeah, you're going to need a tool like that, and it's just fun. It's just, and it's a cool, like, addition, accessory to have with your flat lay photos when you're taking pictures of your watches on Instagram. It's just incredible, and it's fun, and yeah. Gerber doesn't have the best name when it comes to knife and EDC stuff. They're kind of the layman's, like, entry level, but yeah, I'm gonna recommend this because I think it's cool, and I use one every day. Another thing I use every day, and again, this is not necessarily wristwatch related, a moleskin or moleskine, however you want to pronounce it, a notebook, a decent notebook, a notebook that's not going to fall apart after the second week of use. Guys, if you are someone who writes a lot like myself, if you're someone who maybe runs a business or has to keep track of things, all of us have to keep track of things. Having a notebook and actually committing to using it is going to help your life out. It's going to be night and day from when you didn't do it to when you started doing it, you're going to reach more of your goals. You're going to figure out that you're more on top of things. You're a little more organized. I have terrible ADHD. I have my whole life. This isn't some sob story, but I learned that having a notebook doesn't have to be high tech, doesn't have to be super fancy schmancy. You just have to commit to using it every day. It's kept me on track. And dude, I run this channel, my Drive channel, the Time Teller shop, my Instagram. I have a lot of pots in the fire. I'm doing this like live broadcast stuff. It's having a notebook is useful. Even if you want to sketch pictures one day, you don't want to write anything down, you just want to doodle, have a good notebook, have a decent pen, and get to work. Pen 15 gang, Pen 15 gang, hashtag Pen 15 gang, spam the comment section, Pen 15 gang, Pen Island. You can find me on Pen Island. It's a little sus. Woo, coming to save us back in the wristwatch realm. Getting a little stuck in the weeds over there. Man Cave Leather. Guys, Man Cave Leather is not a sponsor of mine, but they have supported the channel a bunch throughout the years. People ask me who makes my favorite leather wristwatch accessories. Well, when it comes to straps, Man Cave Leather is it, as far as I'm concerned. I'm not kidding. Mikola and his wife, it's a small team over there. If other watch strap manufacturers did 1% of the follow-through and communication and attention to detail and just dedication to the craft as Man Cave Leather did, there would actually be a bunch of competition out there. But the truth is, far and away, Man Cave Leather are the best leather straps that I have ever used. Again, they're not even paying me to say this. They just make incredible straps. I'm a big fan of old school chronographs, so I wear a lot of these rally straps, rustic rally, bitter racing rally. They have it all. They have dressier, these like dressier blue ones. And yeah, I get it. Kind of pricey, $80, but the truth is you get what you pay for. Okay, this isn't going to fall apart on you. This isn't going to crumble on your wrist after regular wear. This is something that's going to look good for a long period of time. And I abuse my wristwatches because I wear my wristwatches a lot. And Man Cave Leather, they've stuck with me. So yeah, support them, guys. Link in the description below. Now, here's something that's going to get me in trouble, so I decided to relegate it to the end of the list, all right? Instant coffee. Now, I know, before you guys jump down my throat here, there are a lot of coffee aficionados, sommeliers in the coffee world. Oh, yes, this coffee would really go well with whatever you're eating for breakfast this morning. I don't really care, all right? I'm a working man, all right? I got things to do. I got people to see. I got places to go. I don't do pour over all the time. I don't have time to weigh the amount of water I'm pouring on these coffee grounds that I got from who knows where, and they were fermented in guano or something. Seriously, there's coffee that people drink that's supposed to taste delicious, and it was literally pooped out of some rodent. Not for me, baby. I want Mount Hagen coffee. Now, I like going camping, all right? Some would say I like overlanding. I like getting little twigs and bugs in my beard. Big deal. It's fun to get dirty once in a while, guys. I'm telling you. And I'm going to be honest. One of the worst things was waking up in the morning and looking forward to a nice warm glass of Folgers. Guys, I don't care what they say in their commercials. The Folgers in your cups. Folgers sucks. All right. Folgers tastes like all right. Now I know that you think that I said but I actually said it tastes like. How do I know what tastes like? Hey man, I got crazy in college, all right? But sometimes you you gotta sacrifice when you're in the field, right? When you're in the woods, when you're in the sticks. You can't have your Starbucks because there's no Starbucks in the middle of some Yosemite National Park, right? Well, you can have some decent coffee, and yes, it might be instant, but it's really good. And guess what? I drink it at home most mornings. I know that's, oh my God, I'm gonna get roasted, no pun intended, in the comment section because people are gonna say, that is not coffee. That black tar you put in your mug is nothing but rubbish and sludge. It tastes good, guys. And guess what? I'm recommending the decaf one because I know this, you guys aren't going to believe me, but I don't drink caffeine, like at all. I don't drink caffeine. The coffee I have now is all decaffeinated. I gave up caffeine cold about 2 years. 2 years ago. Going strong. No caffeine for me because guess what, guys? The truth is I don't need it. I'm a psycho without it. And there you have it, guys. That was pretty quick and painless, right? Some really cool products, some really simple stocking stuffers for the watch enthusiast in your life. And again, if you're that watch enthusiast in your own life, hey, treat yourself, get yourself something on this list. Links in the description below. We thank you for supporting the channel by clicking those Amazon affiliate links. And thank you to Mirage Luxury for sponsoring this episode. And check out those really cool luxury wrist rolls because, or watch rolls, excuse me, because they will protect your watch and you're going to look stylish doing it. So we really do appreciate their support. Now, guys, again, the holidays aren't only about giving and receiving. It's materialistic stuff, right? Just try to be happy. I'm serious. I'm not trying to get all like woo-woo and sappy on you, but just the past few years have been kind of difficult for a lot of people, and it seems like, is there an end in sight? I don't know. I don't want to get political on here. Seems like there's not really an end in sight. So you just gotta stay happy, guys. And if you can be on this channel and if I can make you laugh and chuckle for a few moments of the day, then I've done my job. So if you want to buy yourself something nice and if that makes you happy, hey, a little retail therapy won't hurt. But if you just want to hang out with me and watch some of my episodes and laugh and go crazy, then that would make me very, very happy. And hopefully it makes you happy too. So guys, happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas. Just enjoy yourself this holiday season. All right, guys, I love you. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay blessed. I'm Jory Goodman, the Time Teller. Always remember, I didn't invent time. I just tell it. Again, guys, check out this G-Shock Neo Tokyo. It was on the list. You heard it here, folks. Okay? Love you.